My name is Jack Dailey. I'm currently going to be a senior at the University of Alabama, and I'm majoring in operations management. So I interned at Evonik this summer in the procurement department, and just some of the stuff that I'll give a brief overview on. I worked on an HR bid and learned about the bidding process, which I'll go in further depth in a little bit. I worked on a maintenance management presentation, which I'll discuss later as well. Worked on some contracts and like tender plans for the future and compiling a bunch of contracts and data and stuff like that. I worked on maintenance, repair, and operations data analysis. I helped my mentor do a travel workshop, which turned out to be very fun and I learned a lot. I created a new proposal template so that everyone can use it and try and like consolidate some of like the extra templates that everybody has like different ways of doing it, try and unify that. Worked on a duplicate vendors file, trying to reduce duplication throughout contracts and procurement as a whole. And then updated some of the active supplier tiers and put that all into Excel. And then some Airmark invoice analysis. I found some discrepancies between what the contract said and the prices that they were charging Evonik. So that was pretty cool to do. So this bid process that I worked on for HR, they gave me a scope, and the scope would be find an electronic I-9 and E-Verify solution that's compatible with Evonik's system now, and just fill out some of the requirements in terms of like compatibility with the Evonik system now, and that's already in place. So I reviewed the scope of work and the business requirements, and that entailed compliance with our current system, and it's going to be a nationwide contract. So I researched these companies offering solutions that align with the scope and the outline requirements, and then it's Evonik's policy that I found a minimum of 3. And then the next step would be that I sent out the request for the proposal, which contained all the criteria that Evonik requested and that the company could offer to us. And so the 3 vendors that I found were AccuSource, SoilLogix, and Equifax. These are all nationwide electronic I-9 and E-Verify vendors. And so now working to compare all of the vendors based on not only price but value added and other external conditions that Evonik could benefit from. So right now in this process, unfortunately, this is my last week, so I'm not going to be able to choose the one that we see best fit, but that's the next stage, so I'll just miss out on the very last bit of it. But it's been a fun process. I've learned a lot, and it's been cool to see how Evonik and all these other companies interact. Next would be this maintenance management presentation. And the way that this came about was I was talking to one of our managers, and she had mentioned some of the things that could possibly be improved in the maintenance that goes on at the site. And one way would be to implement maybe a team nationally to go over, to standardize the routine maintenance processes, analyze information, eliminate duplication, all while maximizing compatibility. So basically, with all of the sites that Evonik has, everyone does the same thing a different way. So what this would do is hopefully create some unity throughout all sites, so we don't have all this confusion, duplication, and stuff like that. So hopefully I get to stay in touch with the team about where this presentation goes and maybe how high it gets up and what it does in the future. Because right now it's still in the very beginning process, and it's a very long, time-consuming idea. So, but that was cool to work on to kind of set the groundwork for that. Then I worked on this contract plan, which every category manager kind of had their own contracts in place, and they all were well aware of what they had, but there was no overall place that all the contracts could be held, and other managers could look across maybe a different manager's contract. So what I did was just listed all the managers in the categories, like where they are location-wise in terms of the regions, how long these contracts are in place, and their termination dates, so that way that if a manager knows that they need to renew a contract, they can do it more easily by just looking at this simple Excel sheet that should tell them, hey, you need to renew this contract this year, or you have a couple years to wait. So that was pretty cool. And it's just a centralized location, like I said, so that everyone can view it and be able to pre-plan. Some of the outcomes that I've learned, some of these hard skills like the bid process, which I had no knowledge of beforehand. Some data analysis where I got to work with some strategy guys where they would help me and like show me how to summarize some of the data and show me some new techniques and stuff like that to maybe better look at pricing over like large quantities of data. Obviously further knowledge of Excel as I worked in that a lot. And then just teamwork, working as a team. The category management team really helped me out and took me under their wing and allowed me to have some freedom, but always ask them if I had any questions. Worked on communication skills, obviously, and then organization, trying to compile all this data into like one place and try and help them out in that way. So I'd just like to thank everyone at Evonik and the APC for the opportunity to do this. It was a great learning experience, and I really enjoyed it, so thank you all.